Part of my identity is always attached to the police. As you know, Stuti, my father is a retired IPS officer. So teaching is a very, very satisfying part of my job and my profession. When I'm not performing, I am teaching.
So, hi Ankita, I've of course known you for so many
Yes.
years. Our kids go to the same school,
Yes.
and I know you're a fabulous piano teacher, and you know my daughter plays the piano, and you've always given me these tips. So, I want you to tell us a bit about your journey. At what age did you start playing the music? You've got so many awards. I know you've played for people in the police, you've played at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, you've got awards, you're doing your concerts at Habitat, London, you've done it for, the police martyrs, you've played at prison. So I want to tell us in your own words, your journey and what does being a pianist means to you.
Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Well, my journey began with the legendary Brian Silas, who is perhaps a pioneer in playing Hindi film songs on the piano. And he happened to be a close friend who used to visit my home often when I was a child. And I remember hearing him play and being absolutely mesmerized. And I used to dream that one day, maybe, what if I play like that? And to my delight, he agreed to teach me. I remember I had just a little keyboard that time, a small Yamaha, which is for little children. And I was 8 or 9, and I just started dabbling with that. But we kept getting bigger and bigger keyboards as lessons progressed. And one fine day, we rented a piano. And yeah, that's how my journey that was my initiation into the instrument. As far as what the piano means to me, well, it is my identity today. As you know, I've been calling you for my concerts for all these years. Our kids have been together, and it's my identity in the sense people know me as a pianist, as a musician. I teach the piano to aspiring youngsters, older people. I mean, there's no age to learning, and I teach online also to international students, no matter the age, no matter the place, no matter the time. So, in terms of what it means to me, it is my whole identity and my whole being.
Nice. And I know that you've played for the Police Martyrs. So, what level of satisfaction does that give you? And if you can throw some light, like how many such concerts have you done? And probably you can also tell us, like you've also played in the prison.
Yes.
So, what does it mean? Like, they say music is for the soul. So,
Yes.
please, can you elaborate on that?
Well, a part of my identity is always attached to the police. As you know, Stuti, my father is a retired IPS officer. His last posting was as Commissioner of Police Delhi, and all through the years he was in service, I have seen what kind of sacrifice and what kind of tough life police have, and at the end of it, they're always at the receiving end of public angst and anger and dissatisfaction. So I have always been very emotional about the police as a fraternity, and I too had an angst or a very strong emotion related to the fact that even when some officers die in the line of duty, there are very few people who come out to grieve or say that, oh my God, thank you for the supreme sacrifice to their families. So, in my own small way, we have an annual concert for all my students where all of them, whether in India or abroad, they all perform. I mean, abroad students, they send in their recordings and we play it for an audience. And we all contribute a small amount of money for families of the police martyrs and to the Martyrs Fund. So that is sort of my tribute to something I feel very strongly about, and I feel I'm part of the police family now. My dad has retired 10 years, but still I feel very closely attached to their cause. As far as prisons are concerned, I've played twice at the Tihar prisons. That time, my father was Director General of Tihar prisons, and he used to tell me that the main uh, stress that the convicts go through is mental. They are in a lot of emotional and mental stress, obviously, because they are sentenced to all kinds of long and strenuous sentences. So, to relieve them of that mental tension, any sort of art or leeway is good. So, when you must have heard of Dr. Kiran Bedi having introduced many reforms there. When my father was there, he introduced something known as Padho or Padhao to educate these people, the convicts, and painting and other kind of hobbies were introduced so that they get a diversion from what they are always constantly subject to mentally. So when I was asked to perform there, it was a great opportunity to just give them music, and music is stress relieving, it is therapeutic. So I hope, well, when I was performing, I remember all of them clapping and singing along, and I hope it offered them some moments of relief from the tension they are always subject to.
Nice. And your academy is like Colors of Music.
Yes.
And students who come in as learners, they leave as artists. So just would you elaborate? Because I know I've seen you do like concerts for children of really small ages, and so if you can throw some light on your academy and tell us like the kind of students you have in your academy, and I believe you're teaching students globally, so please talk about that a bit.
So teaching is a very, very satisfying part of my job and my profession. When I'm not performing, I am teaching. And teaching is also sort of learning. As I teach, I learn more, I hone my skills more. I revise a lot of what I don't remember while when I revisit some certain topics with my students. So the idea of Colors of Music was to teach and train aspiring pianists. Uh, Pre-COVID, I had introduced guitar and some other instruments also, but post-COVID, I had to sort of just focus on the piano, and that's how it has been ever since. It is extremely satisfying because not just young children, even older people from different professions come, take out time and come to learn. So that just tells one that no matter what age or stage or phase of life you are in, music is universal and it appeals to you and it offers you some kind of solace and therapy. So I just feel extremely gratified teaching young students, older ladies, older gentlemen, middle aged people, my friends, my age, who sort of love and enjoy playing the piano and enjoy the music and just make music with me. So it's just a very gratifying space that I have created for myself and people who come to be a part of it.
And you've transformed the Western music into different, you've sort of like you've played at the high commissions and then with the underprivileged, as part of your growing up. So, how have you been able to match the different elements and weave the story, the different fabrics of society so well?
Well, the credit for that goes to the instrument itself. The piano is actually a very, very versatile instrument. Uh, it, of course, originated as a Western instrument in Italy, but when it was adapted, when we tried to play Hindi film songs on it, I mean, if you go back to old Hindi films, there is a perennial, grand piano there, and someone who doesn't know how to play is dabbling on it. So it's very interesting. But composers actually composed songs on the piano and used it extensively in Bollywood songs also. So it is the versatility of the instrument that not just Western classics and classical numbers sound great on it. A variety of music sounds fantastic on it. And I have dabbled into various genres because I like music from a variety of genres. I don't stick to
Wow.
just one genre, and it has worked well with me. Again, I would say my gurus, Brian Silas and Mr. Jaideep Laktakia, they have really helped me hone my skills. Of course, Brian Uncle initiated me in the instrument, but Mr. Laktakia has honed my skills in both Indian and Western playing on the piano, and it has been absolutely um, it's been an eye-opener how versatile the instrument is. So if I'm playing at an international on an international platform, obviously the music goes different. And if I am playing for underprivileged children from a small hamlet in Maharashtra, obviously the genre is different. But the piano adapts beautifully to both. And
And I like the way you weaved in because, as you know, my daughter plays the piano, and the other day I was in school, so I happened to meet the Indian music teacher,
yes,
and he mentioned that she plays well, and maybe he'll ask her to play. But I said, "Sir, but you are in the Indian music." He says, "No, that doesn't matter."
yes,
And now that you are mentioning, it's like a bit of an eye opener
yes,
for people like us who are not
yes.
that musically inclined, and we take all our tips from you. And actually, now I'm going to ask you a fun question.
Yeah.
I play sports, and my daughter never wants to play sports, and she
Yeah.
took over piano, and no one in my house is into the music. You are playing the piano, but your daughter is not playing the piano. So, it's like the roles have sort of reversed. So,
Yes.
why? Like, why does it happen? Like, they take up something and.
Search me, this is, I was very offended when my little daughter, all of 5 or 6, she simply refused to learn from me. First, I was extremely offended because, and I tried to sell myself hard to her. I said that, I have students from across the world and अमेरिका से भी बच्चे सीखते हैं और लंदन में भी बच्चे सीखते हैं और I tried to show off myself, but it just didn't work. She was like, no. And but I did tell her that one sport and one instrument is compulsory to learn. So she picked the violin, and I'm proud to say she's given grade 1 and passed with merit, and she's doing very well as a violinist. But I do hope someday she does
The piano.
take to the piano as well.
Yeah, and you also offered scholarship to some of the,
Yes,
the officers who've been in the police, the martyrs,
their
and
families.
their
Yes,
families. So, would you like to throw some light? Because I know you've created impact, and that's your way of giving back.
yes.
And the Women Inspiring Network is actually a movement to pay it forward. So, I want you to sort of talk about that a bit.
First of all, your network and Women Inspiring Network is fabulous. I've never told you this, but whenever I see a reel or any video of yours, it's just incredible how you have started this movement that supports women and encourages them and inspires them and celebrates them. And yes, I before I saw you, I tried to do this probably something similar with the piano, because like I told you, I feel very close to the police fraternity, and the families that are left behind after supreme sacrifices by police officers. I offered them scholarship, in which I will teach, or my teachers will teach them free of cost. It's a you know it's just a lovely thing,
To give back.
which we can do, and I feel blessed that I have the wherewithal to give back in this way. It's a blessing, and I'm sure you feel the same way about Win.
I just feel inspired because, as you know, earlier this year we did Davos and June
Yes.
is Khan, and just yesterday someone put it up in the LinkedIn. They wanted to do a workshop which was on imposter syndrome,
Oh,
and we had to find partners. And they said, it's really incredible what the Women Inspiring Network as a platform is doing. And I was feeling inspired, and I was like, okay, I have to make this work and that work. So, my team is constantly thinking of ideas. Sometimes, of course, as you know, the network is a non-for-profit, and
yes.
it's more it's more on women leadership and innovation, and it's sort of collaborative to get all the global women together. But yeah, from a very personal point of view, it is very satisfying, and it's
Yes.
very, very inspiring, and that sort of keeps the team motivated on that. And of course, I know, and I wanted your next show is of course coming up in the India Habitat. So I want you to throw some light on your India Habitat show. What sort of music will you be playing? And then, of course, your next one coming up in London
Yes.
in June. So tell us a bit about those. Where will you be playing? What pieces will you be playing on the piano? And
So the show, which is next week, exactly 1 week from now, is called Reflections. It's music for the mind, body, and soul. It's essentially a walk through the nostalgic lane, and so music evokes different emotions within anybody. It can be happiness. Sometimes you feel sad. You remember some incident when you're listening to a ghazal or something, and so it has the power to evoke different emotions, and that's what I wanted to bring out through this particular concert of mine. So the song list has been curated to bring out different emotions and also convey the power of music um, by its versatility, like I said. So we have we have a section which evokes happiness. We have a section which evokes nostalgia. We have a section which plays classical songs, and those evoke different emotions. Sometimes you feel you're calling on the rains, or sometimes you feel you're celebrating what life is all about. And then I have an English section, a Western classical section, which is totally for therapy. It's just, I will be asking the audience to sort of close their eyes and just revel in the music and see how it makes them feel. And I hope it makes them feel at ease and at peace. And I'd like for everybody after the show to go back totally upbeat and happy. So I'm ending on a very high energy note, very happy Bollywood numbers, foot tapping, and pulsating. So that whenever it's going to be a Thursday night, everyone can go back totally pumped up. So that is the flow of the yeah, the show planned at Habitat Centre, and I'm taking the same concert to London, and I hope that I can sort of perform for the audience there and evoke similar emotions, no matter what color, caste, creed, religion, or nationality they are from. I hope they enjoy it in the same way.
wow, that's really nice. And any last words for women out there and to do with music and to do with piano?
Yes, I mean, firstly, Stuti herself is such an inspiring woman and heading such a beautiful organization and doing such great work. So, in her presence, I'd really like to say that all those women who feel that they are in any kind of stress or they have to build on a hobby, it's never too late. In fact, it's any time that one decides is a good time, and music or piano or any other instrument or art that you choose, it's waiting to be tapped and waiting for you to hone your skills in it. So come and be part of this experience and enjoy the art, enjoy the music, and celebrate the music.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us on the Women Inspiring Network platform today, Ankita. And we look forward to more music from you
Thank
and
you so
doing more
much.
things together.
Thank you, Stuti. Thank you so much.